Meet my new friend DJ. DJ is an American content creator and dancer. He decided to move from Virginia to the Philippines several months ago and now lives in Quezon City. He creates content all about the Philippines, so make sure to check out his videos, link below. DJ and I had a great conversation about all kinds of things, including the differences between the US and the Philippines, Filipino beauty standards, how he ended up on the Filipino TV show Eat Bulaga, and so much more. I hope you guys enjoy the video.
How'd you find me? I'm just a little small creator trying to make it.
No, man, your content's really good. I found you on TikTok. It's actually kind of weird hearing you talk because in most of your videos you aren't talking, right? You do a lot of like dance content and stuff.
Yeah. I started getting into more of the dancing because that's what got me. Like one of my videos of me dancing went viral, so it was like kind of trying to stick with that kind of thing, like the Filipino dances and stuff.
Yeah, no, it's super cool, man. You can dance a lot better than I can, that's for sure.
Thanks.
And you were even on like a Filipino TV show dancing. What was that, Eat Bulaga?
Yeah, I was on Eat Bulaga twice now. Yeah.
Oh, twice? No way. How did that all transpire? How did that happen?
I guess the owner of the show contacted me through Instagram and he saw my reels and I guess my TikTok videos, and he hit me up and was like, "Hey, would you want to be on the show? We have this segment called Foreignoy." And I was like, "What's it about?" And he was like, "Well, you come on the show, you do a talent and you talk to the host and everything." And I was like, "Sure, I'll try it out." So I ended up going on there. My first episode, I went against a Korean guy and he sang and I danced and I actually won that episode, which was cool. Yeah, so I got to go to the semifinals. Oh no, I don't think it was the semifinals, but I got to go to another round with a Polish guy, a guy from Poland. And he ended up beating me though, because that segment was more on speaking Tagalog and I'm still learning because I've only been here for 4 months now. And he ended up winning that episode, so I didn't get to go any further. But they did hit me back up to go on another show in the future,
So what's the prize if you make it all the way to the end and you're the winner?
I don't know what the prize is for the end. I never really watched the show that far, but if you win like one of the shows, they do have a cash prize that they give you, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, the thing with Filipino entertainment is that they really love people that know how to dance and people that know how to sing. Like karaoke is such a huge deal in the Philippines, and so is dancing, honestly. Like I remember when I first started making content, I was making videos on Ome TV and Omegle and stuff, and my whole thing was speaking Tagalog. That was like my hook, was that I was a foreigner speaking a language that it doesn't look like I should be able to speak, right? And I remember telling my Filipino friends and coworkers that I was making these videos, and they're like, "Oh, cool. So you're like on TikTok. So like, when are you gonna do some dance videos?" And I was like, "Oh, but like I don't dance. I just do the Tagalog thing." And they're like, "Have you tried singing in Tagalog though? People might like that." And I'm like, "I don't know how to do any of that stuff. The only thing I know how to do is speak Tagalog." And so I bet that you're very popular in the Philippines, being able to dance. I think that's something that they really value in Filipino media and entertainment.
Yeah, it's funny when I go live. Sometimes I'll go live with another creator, and his chat would be like, "Oh, dance, DJ, dance. We want to see you dance." And I'm like, "All right, fine." So I'll get up and dance every now and then.
Yeah, they love it, man. Filipinos love that stuff for sure. Have you ever wanted to learn Tagalog but just didn't know where to start? Let me help you with my beginner's Tagalog course. Between 2 volumes, this course includes 18 structured video lessons designed to walk you through the basics of Tagalog one step at a time. Plus, you'll also get lifetime access to PDF vocabulary sheets to help you review and retain what you learn. I made this course because I know how hard it can be to find high-quality Tagalog learning materials. I built the resource that I wish I had when I started. Ready to learn? Check the first link in the video description below to get started. Now, back to the video. So you've just been in the Philippines for 4 months, you said?
Yeah, so 4 months I've been here. Technically 5 months, but I went back to the United States for 2 weeks. I quit my job and then I moved out here full time and been here ever since. So
Okay, where are you from in the States?
I'm from Virginia.
Cool. So how did you end up going to the Philippines? Like, was that your first time there, like at the beginning of this 5 months, or had you visited before?
So I've been here before. I used to work on ships, and the ships used to come out to the Philippines, and I used to get off the ships, go like explore, and I actually met my ex-girlfriend there on a ship, and I was like, yeah. We dated for like a year and a half. Then I was like, yeah, I'll just move there, to be honest with you. I saved up enough money, got us a condo. We dated for like a few more months while I was here, and then we broke up probably like 3 months ago. So
Okay, but you were like, ah, I'm still staying in the Philippines. You liked it enough to stay.
yeah, I did. I feel like I didn't get to do as much as I wanted to. Like my goal is to explore all of the Philippines and show it through YouTube videos and stuff. Like I just want to show everywhere, and I haven't completed my goal yet of doing that. So I want to do that before I move on to anywhere else. But I love the Philippines.
Yeah, that's really cool. There is something definitely special about the Philippines. Where have you been so far?
The first place I went to was Manila, of course, and then I've been to Davao, Subic, Porto Galera, Boracay, Minalunao, Batangas, Infanta, Marilake, and Baguio. I just went to Baguio last week.
Oh, wow. So you've kind of been all over the place.
Yeah, I try to get as much content as I can to post on YouTube of just travel. That way people from the United States can see the Philippines. A lot of people when they see the Philippines from the United States are like, "Oh, Philippines is run down, it's poor, it's trashy." And they see it from like YouTubers that just go around and show the bad parts. And I'm like, "Hey, there's good parts of the Philippines too. You just got to like see it." And I want to show you all this. So, that's my main goal.
That's cool. I didn't know that you were making content on YouTube as well. Do you do more like travel vlog type content over there?
Yeah, I try to go somewhere every week, but it's hard sometimes. But I've been trying to at least try a new place every week, even if it's close by in Manila, like a little. I think my next one I want to do, there's like a dome in Pasig where it's like a pool park or something that I want to try out and show. Thought that'd be cool.
Do you have a favorite place in the Philippines that you've been so far?
It's Minalunao National Park. I forget the area of the place, but it's pretty much a park where like the cliffs are very high on each side, and you have a river that flows through it, and you can rent out these little kind of boat things that have a table in it and everything. You go out, you sit, you eat, you swim, and then they have caves and zip lines, stuff like that. It was just beautiful. Yeah, that's one of my favorite places so far.
And how far is that from Manila? Like where is that generally in the Philippines?
I believe it's like 3 hours away, I want to say 2 to 3 hours.
Like
Yeah.
north, like up
Yes, north.
up
Yep,
top.
north.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. Your first exposure to the Philippines was through a girl that you met, right? An ex-girlfriend.
Yes, yes.
So, but like in Virginia, are there like communities of Filipino people as well, or not so much?
To be honest with you, I didn't notice at first. Like when I go out, I don't notice like where people are from usually. But as soon as I came to the Philippines and I went back home, I started seeing a lot of Filipino people. And then I found out one of my friends that I play basketball with is Filipino. It was like, yo, you didn't tell me you went to the Philippines. You should have hit me up. I would have got my family to show you around. And I'm like, oh, wow, this is crazy.
Yeah, you kind of like the way that I see it is you kind of develop a bit of a sixth sense when it comes to like recognizing if someone is Filipino or not. Like you kind of learn some different mannerisms. And of course, if you speak some of a Filipino language, that also helps. You can recognize if people are talking. But yeah, right away when I see people, I'm like, oh, I think they're Filipino. You know, you just get a vibe. How long were you in the Philippines for the first trip? You said you went back one time, right, in 5 months. So how long were you there like straight?
So 4 months straight right now. And that's right now. Yeah.
And that's the longest stretch is that 4 months.
Yes, yes.
And so how are you feeling? Like, do you feel like you want to stay there for longer? Do you have a long-term plan on where you're going to be in the Philippines or?
Yeah, right now I'm staying in Quezon City, and I kind of like this area a lot. It's more like quieter where I'm at. You don't have that many foreigners and stuff, so it's like me and my roommate are kind of like the only foreigners around, which is nice sometimes. But long-term goal is I would like to live here full time. I just have to make an income somehow. Like that's why I'm trying to do social media, trying to make a income through social media now. Maybe I'll go back to the States if I have to, but like I said, the end goal is just to stay here forever.
What do you like about living in the Philippines?
To be honest with you, I like the people a lot. Like a lot of the people are pretty nice. They speak English, which goes a long way for me because I struggle learning a new language. There's a lot of things to do. If you want to go somewhere nice, it's not that far away. Like where I'm from in Virginia, if you want to go to the beach, it's like 3 hours away. But if you want to go to like say another state, like probably in the middle of the US or the west part of the US, it's so far. You like 8 hours by plane. If you're driving, it's like I don't even know, more than 20 hours probably. And it's like you come here to the Philippines, I can catch a plane to Boracay and be there within what I think 3 hours or something like that. If that, not even 3 hours, yeah. So everything's just so close by. I was liking the prices of things, but I've noticed the prices have gone up here in the Philippines, especially for groceries and like clothing, electronics, the prices have gone up. That's the only bad thing recently that I've seen. But yeah. That's what I was liking at first when I came here.
But I would imagine it's still probably quite a bit cheaper than the States, even with those increased prices.
Yeah, it can be, but like I said, if the grocery stores around here, like the SM hypermarket and all that, it can get pretty expensive now. I was just actually talking about this on TikTok last night with somebody that's in the Philippines.
Yeah, I think there's like definitely some inflation going on all over the world. I mean, people talk about that here in Canada as well. You know, the cost of living is going up and, you know, the cost of eggs, right? Everyone's talking about that here in North America. So, yeah, it's kind of an expensive time to be alive as a human, I think, all over the world, unfortunately. But yeah, the Philippines is cool, man. It's the people definitely do stand out. I hear that from a lot of the people that I talk to that like, you know, they're in the Philippines because the people are so friendly and so accepting and stuff like that. Being there as a foreigner, how do you feel like, you know, on a day-to-day basis? Like, how do people treat you? Do they notice you're from a different country? Do they ask you about that? What's the vibe like?
So a lot of people are scared to come up to me. I feel like I'll be walking around unless they've seen me on TV or through TikTok. Sometimes they'll come up to me, but other than that, they just like I'll get this thing where like I'm walking in public and like I have a pointed nose, so they always talk about that. They're like, "Oh, pointed nose." Like I'll have somebody Filipino with me, and they're like, "Did you hear what they said?" I'm like, "No, what they say?" And they're like, "Oh, pointed nose, pointed nose." That kind of thing. And I'll get like Pogi or Guapo a lot when I'm walking around, but
The nose thing is interesting. It's like a very unique beauty standard that they have in the Philippines where they admire people that have like this kind of pointy nose versus people that have flatter noses. And for me as well, like before I talked to Filipinos, I had literally never thought even one time about how pointy somebody's nose was or wasn't. Like I don't even notice it at all. And then Filipinos are like, "Oh wow, did you see her nose? You see his nose?" And I'm like, "I guess. I don't know. Like it's just not something that we talk about in the West really. It's kind of unique."
yeah. Yeah, it's so weird. Where I'm from in like the United States, like people with flat noses. They're always like, "Oh, nose is the beauty standard. Like dark skin is the beauty standard." But you come here in the Philippines and they're like, "Oh, I love your pale skin. I love your pointed nose and this and that." I'm like, "Oh, it's so different here."
It's kind of like everyone just wants what they don't have, right? Like here in Canada, everyone is tanning in the summer because they want to be darker. And in the Philippines, they have these whitening lotions that they put on because they want to be whiter. And it's like the grass is always greener on the other side, I guess. But yeah, like here, you would never get a compliment for being pale. If anything, it's a negative thing, right? Oh, you got pale legs. You got to get more sun. You should wear shorts. You hear stuff like that. In the Philippines, it's like the opposite, kind of. Do you feel like, I mean, I've heard people say that foreigners sometimes get like preferential treatment based on that as well. Because like, you know, you're seen as, oh, you have light skin and that's seen as a positive thing. And I think there's also curiosity around people from other countries. And so with that, you can get kind of preferential treatment from Filipinos that they might not offer to, you know, other fellow Filipinos. Has that been your experience as well or not really?
I would say yes and no, because like Eat Guy hit me up because I was a foreigner, but there's other people that go in there that aren't white too, so I would say no to girls maybe. Like girls usually tend to come up to me and they're like, "Oh, like I guess they like more of my skin complexion and stuff." It's like yes and no, I guess you would say on that one.
Pros and cons, pros and cons.
Yeah.
So like you're in QC now, you said, right? Kason?
Yes.
Is that where you've been the longest now out of anywhere else?
Yes, yeah, yep. I had a condo here in QC with my ex after we broke up. I met my roommate at the gym I go to at the Anytime Fitness. He's another American guy. He was like, "Hey, I have a spare bedroom. If you want to move in, we'll split the rent." And I was like, "Sure." So, and he lived like 5 minutes away, and I was like, "Yeah, this is perfect because this is the area I like. I go to this gym, I go to this store. I know where everything's at. It's easy and convenient for me."
In your day-to-day life living in Quezon City, going to the gym, buying groceries, doing whatever you do, I mean, how does that compare to your life that you had in the US? What are the differences, I guess, between the US and the Philippines?
In the US, I was also dating a girl there, so it's like a lot different. But like when you go to the grocery store, you don't have all the the things you have in the US. Like a lot of stuff here in the Philippines, I've noticed is like the flavor is different to it. Like a bag of Doritos in the States, it's a different taste, but here it's like kind of like bland to me. But I think it's because they can't put all the extra stuff in the ingredients here in the Philippines. Transportation is easier here in the Philippines to get like, and it's cheaper. Like you can get like Move It, the scooters, the motorbikes, take it anywhere. In the States where I'm from, you literally have to get in a car and drive like 30 minutes away just to like get to the nearest grocery store. Here I drive 5 minutes away, but I live in a city here, so I guess it's a little different. And then you have your little sorry stores, which you don't really have where I'm from. You have a gas station, but again, that might not be close to your house, kind of thing.
Yeah, I feel like in North America, we have like a pretty big separation between residential housing and commercial housing. Like where people live is not usually where they do their shopping. So then you got to get in your car, like you're saying, you got to drive over there. I mean, where I grew up was also like on an acreage. And so we were a 10-minute drive from the nearest town. And so, like, pretty separate from everything. Now, that probably isn't your typical experience. I mean, a lot of people do live in cities here as well. But even in more urban areas, driving to go to the grocery store is not an uncommon thing. Where, yeah, in the Philippines, it's almost like, I mean, there's a million different ways you can get around, right? You can get in a jeepney as well. You can get on local buses. And then, like you said, there's the Move It. There's Grabs in Manila anyway. There's a train line, and so it's like you could be pretty creative on how you travel around the city.
I've noticed like Grab and stuff are way cheaper here. Like in the United States, if I want to go 10 minutes away from my house with an Uber, it's going to cost me $20 or more. Here in the Philippines, I'll go from Quezon City to Makati and it costs around 14 to $15, if that. Like that's amazing to me.
I mean, there's a lot of things to get used to when you move to a different country, right? A lot of things that are different than what we do. And like, was there some culture shock for you when you first went to the Philippines?
First, when you ask people like where something is and they don't point with their finger, they point with their lips, and you're like, "Are you trying to kiss me? Whoa, back up, back up." When they're like, "No, no, over there," and I'm like, "Oh, okay." So that's like their pointing thing, and then like the fork and the spoon thing was like different to me because in the States we either use a spoon or a fork. We don't use both at the same time. I've noticed myself like in the last few months I'm using fork and spoon because I feel like it is more convenient now, which is crazy compared to just using a fork or a spoon.
You've adapted to it. You've taken it on as your own.
Yeah, I'm slowly taking in some of the Filipino culture.
And are you also eating Filipino food pretty frequently?
Yes, I actually like Filipino food. Like it's hard for me to like Asian kind of food, but like Filipino food is pretty good.
Do you have a favorite Filipino dish?
Yes, my favorite is sinigang.
Sinigang. Okay,
Yeah.
with pork.
I don't like pork, but yeah, pork is pretty good. But I'll usually get it if I can with shrimp or chicken. I've had it with chicken or beef before too,
Oh
like different
yeah.
ways. So
I don't think I've ever had the shrimp one, but I've definitely had the chicken one, and that one's pretty good too. I'm not like a huge soup guy, so that like kind of gets in the way of me fully enjoying sinigang, but I know how
yes.
popular it is. Like everyone loves it.
See, that's the thing. Back home in the States, I do not like soup. Like soup is nothing I like. When I first came here, they're like, try it, try it. I was like, no, I don't like soup. I don't like soup. And then finally, eventually one day I tried it and I was like, yo, I actually like the taste of this. It's a little sour, a little salty, and I like those flavors. So like it's so good. And the same with chicken adobo and beef adobo. I love saltiness of foods.
What about rice? Like, do you like eating rice for all the meals now? Have you gotten used to that?
No, even in the States, I didn't really eat rice because, like, I was losing weight at the time, and I was eating rice, and I was like, I didn't feel like I was losing any weight. My belly was still sticking out, so I stopped eating rice, and that's when I lost all the weight. Ever since then, I try to stay away from rice, to be honest with you. So it's kind of hard when you go to some of these places because a lot of places you get rice on the side, like going to like fast food like McDonald's, you get rice on the side. See, in the States you don't get that. And so I usually don't eat the rice, unfortunately. I'll just give it to somebody.
Yeah, the rice for all three meals is a very Filipino thing for sure. And like, I mean, I grew up eating rice, like kind of probably the average amount that like Canadians and Americans do. You know, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 times a month. But it's different because I like rice when it has sauce on it. Like if you have rice with something else. Like sisig is my favorite Filipino food, and having some rice with that is a really good combination. But like rice on its own isn't like that good. I feel like it doesn't have a lot of flavor, you know, like garlic rice does, but just regular white rice, I mean, and I guess no one's really eating it on its own too much, but I feel like growing up here, whenever we had rice, we'd have it with soy sauce. Like we put soy sauce on top of it, but I don't see a lot of Filipinos doing that. I see them mixing it in with the main meal, right? Because they have like that idea of the ulam being like your main dish and then the rice side dish that comes with it. They mix those two together. But yeah, we're not as used to it as Filipinos are, right? With rice.
Yeah, no, yeah. I've really seen them eat it for a snack, just rice for a snack, and I'm like, really?
Oh, so they are eating it plain without
Yeah,
sauce.
I've seen
Oh.
one guy I used to know, he would order like 3 to 4 plates full of rice and just eat it. I don't understand. Like there's no flavor to me in rice, but hey, to each their own.
So you said that like you haven't had like the opportunity to learn a lot of Tagalog since you've been there, but have you learned any words at all?
Conti lang.
Konti lang.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
see, the thing is I've learned words, but it's hard for me to remember like words. I've been struggling, but I've been trying to use more Filipino Tagalog words in my daily life. So like yesterday when I went to the gym, I took my motorbike there and you have to pay to park. So I was like Makano po, and I was like that was my first time doing that. And I was like I'm trying to like speak more Tagalog to people just so I can like learn better.
Yeah, good for you. I mean, that's how it starts, right? Like you gotta practice it a little bit and kind of build off of that. And being surrounded by Filipino people, you have a great opportunity to practice new things that you're learning every day, right? You can take it to the streets immediately. Makano po, you can use it. What other phrases do you know?
Matutulog na ako.
Okay,
And then,
matutulog na ako.
yeah, and ang tagal mo.
Ang tagal mo. Okay.
Yeah, I did a TikTok on that. That was pretty funny. And then, just basic words, to be honest with you. Like I know how to say like cat, dog, ano, sino, saan, like basic words, just to like when somebody's talking, I can like catch like certain words to like figure out what they're talking about. And it helps when
Mhm.
they do like the Tagalish because they put a little English in there too, so you kind of pick up on what they say sometimes, which is good.
Mm.
But
Yeah, the
yeah.
Taglish, the mix of English and Tagalog together. Yeah, a lot of times people that don't speak any Tagalog at all could guess with like in combination with that and some context, you can kind of figure out what's being said, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Especially in Manila, where there's more English spoken. I think in some of the provinces, the Tagalog speaking provinces, that is, it's a little bit different because their Tagalog is a little bit more traditional, from what I've heard. I don't really have a lot of experience with that, but I've heard that there's less Taglish in like Bulacan, for example, when you get out of some of the metropolitan areas.
Yeah, when I go to the province, I'm actually shy speaking English to them because I feel like I'm doing something wrong if I speak English to them. Like I feel bad. It's like, oh, you haven't learned our language yet, kind of thing. That's how I'm like feeling of how they would feel towards me. But yeah, it's just me being kind of like I guess you'd say embarrassed to not know Tagalog yet.
Is that because there's less English in the provinces?
Some of them, yes. Yeah. Like when I went to Mindanao National Park, there was this guy and he was selling the t-shirts like and I didn't know how to ask him how much or like talk to him, so I kind of just like felt nervous, so I got my ex-girlfriend to talk to him for me the whole time.